There weren't really very many queer comics.
When I started out, if someone were talking about being gay, most people would be shaking their head or make sure they understood what they heard.
Welcome back. That was a clip from the new Netflix documentary, Outstanding, all about the LGBTQ+ community's influence in the world of comedy. So joining us now is an absolute icon of not only queer comedy, but television history as we know it. Please welcome to the show, Bruce Vilanch.
Yes. Hey, thank you very much. Hello. Tori Shulman, hello.
Hello.
Full disclosure, I grew up with Tori Shulman's father.
Yes. I just wanted to say hi, and Jerry, my dad, says hello, and he misses you very much.
I know. I'm looking at you to see if there's any of Grandma Clara in your face.
Oh my God, I never met Clara. She died before I met her.
Clara.
Oh,
she
my grandma.
She was Scarlett O'Hara if Scarlett O'Hara had been Jewish.
Really? Oh
yeah,
my God.
She was from the South, and she was a belle, a real belle.
Mama Clara, I've never met her.
Tori.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you.
That's a mitzvah.
That's a mitzvah. Way to go, Erica. Thank you, Bruce.
I'm old enough I can actually say that. Oh my God.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Never met.
How am I going to follow that up?
I know. I'm
Bruce,
sorry.
you're always in the background.
I know.
You're always in the background talking to my buddy Matt, and you're always like, hey. And then he's like, I'm with Bruce, I got to go.
That's your shout out.
Yeah,
but the thing about Clara was she wasn't gay and she wasn't a comic, so she's not relevant this minute. But I just had to say that.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful moment. You got to send that to your dad.
I will.
All right, Bruce, let's get into this. You've always been the guy to write TV specials and variety shows, and I hear that Bette Midler put you on that path. Can you explain?
She did. Well, I met her only 50 years ago, excuse me. Thank you. I'm back. I met her 50 years ago. She was playing a club in Chicago, and she was starting out, and I began writing for her because I interviewed her, and there she is now with King Kong. I just started writing. She said, "You're a very funny writer," and I said, "You're very funny. You should talk more." And so she said, "You got any lines?" And that's echoed for 50 years. And I've done all of her comedy shows and all that stuff with her. And what happened was she exploded, and other people began calling me and asking me to write for them. And so after 5 years, I moved out to LA and began writing what was variety television, which is of course now dead. There's the Paul Lynde Halloween special, one of my absolute favorites.
Wow.
It's an epic. Everybody tunes in YouTube every year. If we'd known 45 years ago that they were going to be watching it, we would have probably paid closer attention. But, we didn't. And also, we were all chemically altered much of the time. Yeah. So it was the 70s.
Yeah,
right.
And as you know, if you say you remember the 70s, you weren't there.
We appreciate your contributions, the experimentation. So
Thank you.
Yes, you've written for the Oscars for decades, but recently people don't really seem to be into award shows as much. So what do you think that these shows need to do to find a new audience?
Well, I think some of them have to disappear because there's such a proliferation of award shows. I mean, do we really care what the critics think? I mean, do they deserve to be a show about that? Everybody's got them. They're all in run-ups to the Oscars, and they become part of the campaign that people do for the Oscars. But as far as the public is concerned, it's not interesting to watch Jennifer Lawrence run up and accept an award every week. Between January and March. So that's why there's been attrition. And I think even COVID, when everybody was sitting home watching the movies, nobody cared about Nomadland, which is a picture that my friend produced and I liked, but that was the lowest rated Oscar show ever. So it's slowly coming back. What generally happens with the Oscars, if you've got pictures that people actually saw, like last year, Barbie, I mean, a whole audience who would never watch the Oscars tuned in just to see how Barbie, just to watch Ryan Gosling dance around in a pink tuxedo. I mean, whatever you have to do, I say, just do it.
Absolutely. And I'm excited. I've been a stand-up comic for almost 20 years, so I've seen every documentary about comedy. I can't wait for this one. You're in the new Netflix documentary, Outstanding, a comedy revolution about LGBTQ+ comics. How has your identity made you funnier as a person throughout your life, would you say?
Well, I think that, I have many identities. I mean, and I just never deny any of them. I'm a big old Jew, and I'm a big old queen. So, and I just kind of embrace embrace that. Fortunately, I'm in a business where you can do that. You know, I'm not like a cost accountant in a firm. You know, I'm out there being my own flamboyant self. But I think that what those two identities in particular share is that they're outsiders. I mean, Jews and gay people have always been on the outside of the social norm, and so you have a worldview of. Wouldn't it be wonderful to be one of them? Well, maybe not. Maybe it's wonderful to be one of us, and that kind of colors everything that you talk about. I mean, it is the same, you know, for Black comics. I mean, always.
Yes.
I've been working with Whoopi forever, you know, and she's a woman and she's Black and she's Jewish by injection. So, you know, so we have all of these worldviews colliding, and of course, even among Black people, she was the first street comic.
Right.
You know, she looked like somebody you would see. I mean, when she began, like Dionne Warwick called her up and said, "You're setting the movement back 10 years by the way you look and the way you dress." And you know, Dionne Warwick at the time was in business with a psychic named Call Me Now, named Madame Clara. And I said, "You think she would have seen that coming?" She has a psychic next to her all the time.
Seems they would have said that. We don't have time for my question, but I just want to say, Mr. Vilanch, thank you. I became a comic, and I hope I'm doing Mama Clara well, and I'm so excited to meet someone who knew her.
Aww.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'm so excited to hear that you're a comic, because Jerry never told me that.
Yeah. He'll connect with you after this. But again, so much love for that mention of Clara. Thank you.
That is beautiful. Wow, who would have thought?
I love that. Beautiful.
Thank you. There's so much to talk to you about. We need to have you back on. Please, DMail Nation, though, catch Bruce in the Netflix documentary, Outstanding, A Comedy Revolution. It premieres June 18th. Thank you again. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thanks, Bruce.
Have fun. Netflix and chill.